Hello everyone, welcome to episode 6 of my tutorial on how to make an Slime Rancher 1 mod using SSRML. This episode I am going to be discussing making land plot upgrades and a gadget. Now, for this episode I'm going to add one, however, behavior-wise you're going to have to figure that out yourself. I'll give some example type code for how you might use them. However, I won't give you an exact example of how to make your own, for making your own behavior for them, because it's somewhat complicated to cover in today's episode. So to begin, let's just start. I'm going to somewhat have to review the code myself. I haven't done this in a while, so let's go ahead and go here and go, let's go ahead and go land plot first. So we're going to go to land plot. I think it's plot upgrade actually. Creation dot upgrade. That's all there is. This. If you want your upgrade to change something, you can go ahead and save it. What it returns. Make upgrade. Boop, boop, bop. Next. So the first thing it asks for is your land plot upgrade ID. So let's go create one for today. We're going to call it our crazy cool upgrade. Crazy cool upgrade. And we're going to do, instead of an identifiable ID, we're going to go land plot dot. Oh wait, it needs to be a land plot to upgrade. Let's go land plot dot. Let's go over here. Set it to keys dot super. Crazy cool. Upgrade. We're gonna set the name to crazy cool. And it doesn't say it here, but this is specifically currently designed for making garden upgrades. If you wanted to make an upgrade for something else, you'd probably need slightly different code. But let's go crazy cool upgrade. Description. Awesome upgrade for your garden. So for example, say you wanted to make an upgrade. So the actual code, I can show you it real quick if I pull it up. Here it is. So this is the actual code that we have right now. As you can see, it's all designed for garden upgrades, but you can see an example of how the code looks actually in the code for this, that what we'll be making here. So if you want to take this as a reference, you could. Another example you might look at in dnSpy, you might do files, open, say, we don't want this, we want SRML, mods, and we could go ahead and find some other type of upgrade. I don't remember which one, what mod might have one, forgot. Well, there was one for corral upgrades, right? What was it called? That was in custom corrals. What was it? Well, there's slime pond upgrades. And so you could look at this. And you can get an idea of how maybe a pond upgrade might look. Here. So anyway, the point is this is only designed for gardens. I should probably make that clear. And so for now, we're going to be making a garden upgrade. Next is cost. The cost is going to be, let's go ahead and make it something like 500. Doesn't need to be expensive, we can go ahead, and we don't have an icon currently, so we need to make an icon. So let's go ahead and go do that. Let's pull this up around here, and we're going to go find an icon. An easy way of doing this is just to go get garden. Go collect the icon, go save image as. We're going to call this a crazy cool upgrade.png. Save it. You could also make a custom icon for this, might work better. And by the way, in the last episode, if you're wondering, we were having a certain issue with our behavior. I decided just to scrap a certain part of the code related to that issue and just kind of deal with the other smaller problem. As well as that, I also added for the custom slime behavior, I went ahead and for our slime added Gordos and Largos. Anyway, now let's go in here and we can just do our normal effects that we've been using. This makes it look very green, but it's fine. Now, our upgrade is going to be a very elementary upgrade in the sense that this upgrade isn't going to change how the garden looks. If you want to change how the garden looks, that would require something else. You would require some extra code to make that work. So let me go ahead and close this. So now it should be able to, we should be able to go here. We should be able to refresh the page, and we should see the crazy cool garden upgrade. We're going to include it. We're going to set it to embedded resource. So now that we have that, we can go get one of our icon. We can go ahead and grab this. We just copy this over here, and we're going to call this crazy cool upgrade. G create sprite. Oh. Next, we need our land plot type name. I do believe that, let me go pull up an example of one, just to make sure that I'm getting this right. I wouldn't want to make a mistake here. So, where did I create them? There it is. Yeah, it is simply going to be garden. Since I hadn't designed this to be able to work with anything else. So this is going to be garden. Type ID is going to also be garden. Which I could honestly remove these, but they were just somewhat added in for the future. Possibly I can make this able to work for multiple types of upgrades, but whatever. And now we have sprite main image. So this is the main image. We're just going to use the same image. I don't really understand the exact difference between the two, but for the most part, you can just use the same one. Required progress and required prior upgrades and all of that. We're not going to set up any of these, but if you want to know, this lets you set up a progress that you have to have for it. These can be multiple different things, such as discovering zones, and maybe some other things are also in there. You could also make a custom one, so if you had to go find something to be able to use it. This is prior upgrade is needed. This has to be set to true. If this is set to true, then it will use this. And this means that whatever you put in this is an upgrade that you need to have first before you can get this upgrade. We're not going to be using that, however, so we're done with our custom upgrade. So let's go ahead and see if our custom upgrade shows up in the game. So let's go to mods, let's go to debug. Should be here. There we go. And we can just pull this up, go home, go Slime Rancher. Well, here we are. Again, this takes a little time to load sometimes. I can go ahead and add this. If we did everything correctly, there should not be an error. However, our current upgrade doesn't actually do anything. So we can go ahead and look at an example of code that does do something. For example, we have this, which is a concept code for if you wanted to make a thing. This is setting up a upgrade which will let you, which will only let you grow certain things if you have an upgrade. So you can go ahead and look at this example. So this is saying that it asking if it has this upgrade, and then this is asking, saying it if, so it will only allow something if it is either not one of these two items, or if it is one of these two items, it has to have this upgrade. So that's how it's working. Anyway. Continue. So far, no errors. This was the work in progress Gordo. I have not figured out how to remove this stuff yet, so you know. We can ignore all of the chaos. Look at the garden that I have here. That's strange. So it seems to have gotten rid of an upgrade I did have and put this upgrade to say it has it. It also doesn't seem like our names worked correctly. That's interesting. Let me go look. See if I made a mistake somewhere. There is one possibility that's something that might have broken it. That thing that I think is a possibility is the fact that we called this where is it? We called it Crazy Cool Upgrade. Since our ID is Crazy Cool Upgrade spelled like this, there's a possibility it causes a problem. I'm going to go ahead and rename this as Crazy Cool Upgrade. Apply. Because that, right, because this uses name. So that's why. Besides that, we have the weird ID issue, and that's not really a problem with this mod. That's probably a problem with the systems in place, and there's not much you can do about that. Anyway, other than that, it looks like our upgrade showed up, so that's good. And I gave you an example of how to make the code that would work. I'm not going to use that, and to give this upgrade a purpose, I will probably do it on my own at some point. But I wasn't quite sure what we might use this for yet. So, from my understanding, the thing that it gives turns is this. Let me see if I can look at some things about this. So that all is fine. We can go ahead and check something. We can see how this one does it. And it looks like this has a system for doing it. We'd probably have to make our own system, but you could make this Crazy Cool Upgrade do something like add an extra 10 or something like that. I'll have to look into it on my own. So this has created a upgrade, and it should be good. Let me go ahead and check our time. All right, we're only at 14 minutes, so pretty good so far. Next, we want to make a gadget. Now, making a gadget is a lot more complicated. So let's go ahead and start. Let me actually go check something. I just want to look at the example code I have from my other mod. Make sure that I understand. Right. Okay. So this is where we're going to do var. We're going to call it crazy cool gadget. Gadget equals creation dot. And there will be probably a lot of stuff that you're going to, you would normally run a bunch of code afterwards to edit your gadget to be the exact behaviors you want. And then you'll do gadget creation dot load gadget. We need to finish these. So first of all, we're going to need an ID. So let's go ahead and do that. Specifically, I believe right. So specifically, what you have to do is do public static, and we're going to do gadget.id. We're going to call this crazy cool underscore gadget. Oh, this is going to be our gadget. Now let's go down, and now we can start. So first of all, we're going to do IDs.crazyCoolGadget. This is, of course, the ID of our gadget. Now, added components is what components you want to add. We're going to add exactly 0. So we're going to do new component 0. We're not going to add any components. Base ID, this is what gadget you want to base it on. And for us, we can see, let's see, what should we do? What gadget should we base it on? So let's go ahead and check what gadgets exist. Gadget.id here. And there's a lot of options. We can do, let's make a pump. That should be interesting. And we can go next. We can do string name. We can do, this is the name, so we're going to call it our crazy cool gadget. Let me actually check something about gadget code to make sure we won't run into the same problem we did with the other one. We can go to gadget creation, create gadget. It doesn't look like it, so that should be good. Crazy cool gadget. Then we can do wait for blueprint. This means you have to have the blueprint of this, I believe, first, if I understand correctly. So we're going to set ours to none. For example, this is wait for unlock. Let's do quarry. So after you unlock the quarry, we'll do that. Hours after, let's say it's immediate. And this is called a box collider instructions. In this, I use these. And let's go ahead and add the same box collider. Actually, let's do new box instructions. Add box collider equals false. We won't be adding a box collider. This might have problems, so we might add one in the future. But for now, let's see if we can do it without one. This is you use a box collider for the most part if you're going to be creating a gadget, which is going to have something that needs to detect if something's going to collide into it, or just has some collisionable part that's important. I don't think we need one for what we're using, since I believe the drill should automatically add the one we need. So now we have blueprint cost. Let's set our blueprint cost to 1,000. Let's set our buy count limit to, I think this goes to -1. Yeah. This is if it's something like a portal, you would get 2 of them. This is false. Place count limit, we're going to set this to 3. If you set this to -1, there won't be a limit, but this sets it so that there's a limit to how many you can have placed at once. So I'm going to set 3 since we're making a drill or a pump. And we can have place count on other IDs. Oh, this is counting other IDs besides it. So this would also count towards its total. We're going to set this to a empty array. This is our craft costs, and I'm going to go ahead and do I guess I have to do a regular enter. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's because we're about to create a big messy thing. So new, I can't remember. I think this is just, yeah, this is an array. So we're going to do, what do we want this to cost? We're going to do crazy cool soup. Oh, forgot. How do I do it? No. Wait, what? Do I do this? Do it. Oh yeah. Great. So we need new cost ID equals. We'll set this to ease soup craft. We can do amount. This is how many of them is equal to 10, and then we'll just do one more item to keep it simple. And we're going to do our plorts. Crazy cool. Actually, let's do both plorts. Plort 30. No. I wanted did it again. It's annoying. We can just do it like this. What is this now? Do what we added because it messed up. And then we can copy one of these. No, we wanted to do one of these. That wasn't supposed to be down here. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. So we're going to copy you. And then we're going to set you to be our plort. We'll do crazy cool plort. We'll do 30. We'll do this. We'll do another one. Go ahead and enter again, just to try to make it look better. It didn't. It broke because it's nonsense. And then we're going to do our super epic plort as well, and we can set this to 15. All right. Now we can do this. And next we have destroy on removal. This means that it will be broken after being removed. Let's go ahead and set this to be true. This is the icon. We're going to go ahead and copy an icon real quick. And we can set this to our super crazy cool gadget PNG, but we need to make our gadget icon. Since we're making a pump based thing, let's go ahead and go here. This is probably taking us a while. Yep. All right. Let's go to let's go look up Bissell pump. We'll save image as, and then we'll call this crazy cool gadget.png. Save. We're going to open you up. That opens it twice because silly. I don't know why I closed it. That opened it way more than twice. That's funny. All right, curves. Just do this. That looks cool. All right, let's overwrite. Let's go to our file. We're going to refresh. It's here. We're going to include. Scroll up. We're going to. My mouse froze. There we go. We're going to go here. We're going to go embedded, and there we go. Now it's added. So we'll get the sprite. And next, we have PediaLink. I believe PediaLink refers to which category. Can we set it to extractor? Is that right? Yeah. Extractors. So you'll set this to one of the 5 categories, assuming that your thing is, as long as it is a category that works. You can make maybe a custom category if you really wanted to. However, that's not really something that's set up or done currently. So you have to use one of the current 5 ones as of now. All right, now time to load our gadget. Next is our gadget definition. So if I go crazy cool gadget dot item 1, then we have our gadget ID. So here's like the gadget object is not needed when loading it. So our gadget ID is of course ID. That's not what I said. ID is that crazy cool gadget. I don't get why this ever wants to actually show up what I want. String name crazy cool gadget. Description crazy cool gadget. Wait, no, that's not what we want for description. Description is this gadget extracts the coolness of cool and then there is a classification. I forgot what this is. We're going to want this to be extractor as well. That's not very helpful. Okay, that doesn't really matter. We can go ahead and add obsolete. Wait, no. Oh, this is not add obsolete. It's not add obsolete there. We'll just have to deal with the pragmas showing up. Anyway, this should set up our gadget, or at least partially set one up. Since we didn't edit the extractor part, it will still behave as a pump. So it should still act like a pump. It's just that and it should look the same. It's just going to have a different name and unlock differently, different costs, similar. So that's because we haven't set up anything yet for it. So let's see. Of course, you can add custom behaviors. I'll go ahead and show an example. In my mod, I have what's called the alternate portal, which adds its own component known as the alternate portal behavior, which allows it to turn items into other items when they go through it. Of course, you can see some other things I set up, and this is the setup how it looks. It's this big old line right here. So, we got an error. Object you want to instantiate is null. Alright, let's go ahead and see why that is. It's probably an error on my end, on this end, plus our mod library's end. So we can go ahead and move this back over and look at this. So we're looking at gadgets, and the object you want to instantiate is null. Okay. Hold on. That's interesting. Here, let's look up something. There's a possibility that the extractor doesn't have model. So let's go ahead and see. It will once again error. What we're looking for is if not, it has a model. If it doesn't have what's called model in that form, then we're going to have to update SSRML so that our code works, which I will probably do on my own and will not involve you with, because it's not really something that involves you. Right? Object Explorer, we can go object search. We're going to look up Abyssal. This definitely does not have. Rather this. This gives the prefab, we can expect, and it's back to this. And this clearly doesn't. So let's go ahead and see what this code is doing. Oh, it's just copying it. And setting its parent to be the new gadget. Okay. Alright, we can go ahead and fix this. I'm going to go ahead and fix this, so I will be right back after I fix this problem. So, be right back after I fix this.